Don't forget to click the go live button indeed. I actually didn't forget, but thank you, David, for letting us, reminding me to do so, because it wouldn't have been the first time. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yep, I know I am. All right, so everybody is here. Everybody that's here is here. How about that? Victoria Ketchum is here. Good morning. Sam, good morning. Victoria, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. David is here. Howdy, howdy. Pastor Ken is here. PK, thank you for being here. Dana Phillips, 3780. Hello, hello. Maribeth Moore is here. Good to see you, Maribeth. You and Tom, thank you for being here. Tom is here as well. Ryan's, oh no, what are we going to do? The king likes Daniel more than me and you. Throwing it back to Veggie Tales. Veggie Tales. Yep, that's cool. Thank you. Scott is here. Hello. Jeff is here. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Robert Harris is here. Good to see you. Howdy, howdy. Andrew Collinson. Hello. Gohan 2304. Matthew Vincent is here. Good to see you. Micah is here. Thank you for being here, Micah. Appreciate you. Philip Zomberg, curious about that title. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not here, Eric says. Of course you're not, Eric. David, GameStorm68, morning Sam, morning, good to see you. Philip Zomberg, hey fam. Jognit5892, hi Sam, hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I know that. little avatar. I wonder if it's the same one. It's all right if it is. Very good. Let's see. Micah is here as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, let's go ahead and just get to it. What are we going to do? All right, well, normally, first of all, what we do on Tuesday mornings normally is we have a It Belongs in a Museum episode where we talk about older games. And so that's normally what we do, and I apologize because there's a lot of people that like that segment. And I enjoy doing that segment, so don't get me wrong. It's not that this is the second time now in about a month where we've foregone doing the museum segment in order to have a live Q&A. And it's just worked out that way. That's not going to be the case. I'm going to try to keep It Belongs in a Museum as regular as I possibly can for that. So keep that in mind. This is not like a replacing, but we are in a spirit or in a period and a spirit of kind of not really knowing how all the chips are going to fall at this point. We do have a pretty good idea on how some of them are going to fall. And so just keep that in mind. We are not in a solidified state. The implications of that statement, if you take them to their nth degree, not good. That's not what I'm trying to do. I do kind of, Bruce Lee used to say we need to be like water, where we need to, we can flow where we need to and kind of do that. I'm not 100% on the idea of flowing like water and going with the flow all the time. So just take that for what it's worth. Don't take a long walk off a short pier with anything that I say. If you have a question, always just ask. And as a matter of fact, along with the spirit of that, let me just go ahead and put Flipside OBG at gmail.com in the chat section. And the reason I'm putting that in there is because I want everybody to be kind of on the same page as I am, as far as if you ever have a question that you want to ask me and you don't want to ask it here in chat, feel free to email me, because I don't not want to talk to people. That's not where I am. What I am doing right now, and I'm doing it in a number of different ways, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Well, no, this might as well just, I'm getting a lot of friend requests on Facebook. And you might be saying, well, why is that a bad problem? Well, it's not necessarily a problem, but it is a process that I have to spend some time with every day, and I'm not accepting all of those friends. I am trying to be as diligent as I can in accepting the ones that seem like they are legit friend requests. Unfortunately, and I don't necessarily always want to be in this spot, but right now I feel like I have to be in the spot where I have to take a serious look at each friend request, because some of those are going to be legitimate, valid requests, and some of them I don't understand why they would want or why they are seeking to be my friend on Facebook. And again, it's not, I'm not trying to be less friendly. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I feel like I'm in a spot right now where I need to be diligent about putting real conscious effort and thought into what friends I accept and what friends I don't accept. And there have been some, and most of them that I have not accepted, they have been from accounts that didn't look like they have been used in a long time. And some of them are, other ones are for other reasons that I didn't accept. And I'm just trying to err on the side of caution and wisdom about some of that. So if I haven't answered or if I haven't confirmed your friend request, I want to be honest with you. Reach out and ask, hey, I sent you a friend request. There are a lot of people who sent friend requests, and they also reached out on Messenger and said, their explanation, whatever. This is why I'm, befriending you, or this is why I sent friend requests. They didn't say it that way, but that's how I took it. And by and large, the lion's share of those who did that sent a message along with the friend request. Those have been confirmed, because I know, or at least I have a very real belief that there is a real person behind that request. And their motives are honorable. Whether that actually turns out to be the case or not, we'll see. All right, but now that I've got that out of the way, I always want to be open to discussion. Whether that discussion is going to be fruitful based upon your estimation or mine, that remains to be seen. But I always want to be open. My wife and I have done, we've worked really hard to try to foster an air of transparency here on the channel. And because we believe that that's necessary for true community to happen. And that's what we want to happen here on the flip side. We want true community. We want to foster relationships. And now, this is moving some here. Let me just check some here, or I won't admit to being here, right? Spark Driver, great way to make extra money whenever you feel like it. I don't know what that means. Same page, Sam. We finished the book. Waiting on you to catch up. Thank you. Appreciate you, Eric. We are friends on Facebook, Sam. Very good. Very good. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Gleason, it's okay to have private life on social media, Sam. No apologies needed. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Facebook, what a scam. Totally understand. Understood. Okay, good. I think that saying is not about going with the flow, living with intention. It's about responding appropriately as the ripples from a stone cast into a pond. Okay, we're on the same page as far as that's concerned, David. And I believe that that's true as well. But unfortunately, when you say something in our day and age, if you don't try to provide some type of, guide rail as to what you mean when you're borrowing a phrase, people will take their understanding of that phrase and automatically apply that to what you were saying, and that's how they'll interpret it. So I understand you and I think, are on the same page, but there might be others that don't. So I'm trying to provide more clarification for them rather than between you and I. Koss is here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. The future looks bright. That's how we have to live our lives. That is correct, sir. I 100% agree with that. Thank you. for being here, Cost, as a matter of fact. Okay, not a hater's request. We understand. Get on with it. Yes? Okay, yes, I got you. All right. So, with that kind of out of the way, what are we going to do here on the flip side? All right. Well, on the flip side, let me double check a word real quick, because again, I don't want to use a word without, unless I know it's going to be. There we go. All right, it's exactly the word that I wanted to use. So there you have it. Okay, so the future looks bright. All right, so in the last few weeks, a lot of things have happened, and I've watched, not a lot, but I've watched a good number of videos that have taken things that I've said on Facebook and really run with them. And what I mean by that is that they have taken their interpretation and they have applied their interpretation to my psyche, meaning that it doesn't matter what I say, how they interpreted what I say is the only thing that matters. And that's unfortunate, because that is a stone wall. And basically what that means is that their interpretation, as far as I can say, and again, like I've said earlier on this Q&A, I'm always open to conversation. I've had many conversations in the last 2 to 3 weeks that I probably wouldn't have had if I hadn't said something. And even though those people that I've talked with through Facebook Messenger, on the phone, email, whatever it might be, I didn't agree with them and they don't agree with me, but we were still able to sit down and have a very civil, respectful, frank conversation. And even on the other side of that, we still don't agree, but we still walked away saying, I'll talk to you later. And, you know, in a sincere way, not as a, bye, see ya, bye, Felicia, you know, whatever. It wasn't in that kind of situation. It was in that situation, it was in that vibe of, we don't agree, but we're still gonna be friends. And so, out of all of that, my posture has been and always will be, talk to me. Email me. It's in the chat. Please do that. I don't not want to talk to anybody, but I can't talk to everybody. Does that make sense? Because I have a job to do, and my job is water systems management right now, and my other job is what I'm doing right here, and what we're planning on doing in the future. So, just realize that my door is always open, but I might not be able to get to your knock immediately, but I will do the best that I can to get to your knock as soon as I can. So, with that having been said, there have been some people in the last few days, about in the last week or so, that have popped in and had disparaging comments or remarks. And these are people that I have experienced that in other channels and on other videos where I was watching the video and they would say something, the video was about me, and they would say something, and I didn't feel it was my space to pop into the comments on those videos and say something. But here, I will not tolerate ad hominem attacks, whether it's against me or somebody else in the chat. That's not going to happen. Not here, not on my videos. So, whether you're in live chat or whether you are commenting after the fact, I read everything, or I try to read everything. In live, it's a little bit harder to read everything, although I do try. And if it's after the fact, I will delete your comment. if you're just here to rabble rouse, if you're just here to attack, if you're just here to be negative, I will delete your comment. If I begin to recognize your avatar, your handle, whatever it is, over and over and over again, and how many over and overs it takes is dependent upon me, not anybody else. And there isn't a standard that's there. But if I feel like all you're doing or all you're trying to do is rabble rouse, then I will ban you. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to be threatening or anything like that. I'm just trying to say that this is what's going to happen if that continues. Now, in a live, if you say something, I will give you a timeout first. I will give you, and the way I've said it on the lives is, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think about why you're here. Because frankly, if you don't like me, why? Why are you here? If you don't care about what I say, if you just want to browbeat me, why? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'll put you in timeout for 5 minutes to think about why you're here. And if you want to come back and be part of the conversation, absolutely. I want you here. There's no reason for you not to be here because we're trying to foster community here. We're not trying to foster an echo chamber. However, we are trying to foster a place of mutual respect and civility. Okay? So, if you're live and I see something, or if my moderator sees something, you're going to get put in timeout for 5 minutes. If you come back, then you're going to be muted. If you continue to come back, then you're going to get banned. All right, so that's the general idea of what we're going to be doing here. And my moderator's here, Tom. He's heard that, and I think we're already on the same page. He might even be a little bit more stringent than I am, but that's okay too. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things that I think makes him a good. That's one of the things that makes him a good moderator, in my opinion, because he and I are already kind of on the same page about how we feel about those kinds of things. So now that I've got all of that out of the way, wow, that took a lot. So who's Frank? Yeah, right, Vince. Who's Frank? Let me see. I'm trying to. Good night in the morning. Maybe talk about board games, Eric. Oh, that's funny. I'm hosting a board game day at my church this Saturday. Going to be lit. All right, good job, Ryan. Keep that up. Looks like Bushman is making assumptions about this channel based on the background. Maybe so. Heading to corner now for a timeout. I did not put you in the timeout, Eric. Just a Nerd 1138 says, "Be your genuine self and ignore the NPCs. Eventually, it will net you better results. Mad respect, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate you." All right. So here we go. He never talks to me. I always talk to you, Eric. I talk to you more than anybody else. What are you talking about? Tatterboard 9066. Hey, just tuned in. Are you going Dice Tower West this year? No, I won't. No, I won't be there. We just figured it would be the better part of wisdom and caution to kind of step away. We were planning on going. As a matter of fact, I was very hyped to go to a Blackhawks game. But again, I was I was looking forward to going to Dice Tower West. Tim Mativier is I consider him a great friend, and I respect him on so many different levels. Even though we do not agree on a lot of things, I respect him as a person. And an individual and a former game owner, a former game store owner. The work he does for Dice Tower West is amazing. He and his crew have just done an incredible job every single year. So I was very much looking forward to being at Dice Tower West, but in light of everything that's going on, we just felt like it would be a better a better choice financially, you name it, across the board. We just felt like it was a better choice to not go this year. We were very much looking forward to it, but we're not. So that's the answer to your question. Probably more information that you needed. Gonna have to go for school pickup, but one, hope you keep up the channel. We are. Two, cancel culture is gross and uncivil. Also inherently unchristian. I'm sorry it happened to you. I appreciate that, Gleason. But yeah, we're going to keep doing the channel, and that's what we are pretty much talking about. I think he's still counting my over and over and overs. Yeah, maybe so. I'm here because I like you. Aww. You're one of the few channels in the space that still respect and trust, so I appreciate that. I like your way I like your way to present me the games, and you still have the Tannhauser. I do have it, although I did sell, kicking myself in the butt here, I did sell my copy of Tannhauser, I think is how it's pronounced, Tannhauser. I've always pronounced it Tannhauser, but I think it's Heuser. But anyway, I sold my copy. I had almost everything. I think there was only a couple of miniatures that I didn't have for it. I sold everything. I just have the base game now, and I think that's enough. But I did repurchase it, so that's cool. Real talk as the hate spread to the family, DMs, Just Kids, JT. Has it been long enough for you to fully grasp how the channel has been affected? Philip, that's a good question. And I was just looking at it today. I've been watching our subs go down. And we've lost, I think, approximately around the neighborhood of 300 subscribers. We are at 9.38 right now, like 9.380 on the dot. This morning when I checked earlier, before all this began, we were knocking on 10,000's door. So, but it was around 9.68. So we've lost about 300 subscribers. But the cool thing and the funny thing is that the amount of money that is coming in from monetizing the channel has actually gone up, and the number of views and hours spent watching has also gone up. I was talking talking about this with a buddy of mine, and who is a marketing specialist, and he has actually had a lot of encouraging words because when I started to see those subscribers drop, I was like, this is it, bro. And he was like, no, don't look at it that way. What you're actually experiencing is growth. Even though your numbers are going down, the number of people that are still here are contributing more to the channel than those that left were. So the idea is that even though your numbers are going down, you're still experiencing growth because the percentage of people that are here because they care about what you have to say is higher. So the number of subscribers might be going down, but the interest level is going up. And that was a very encouraging thing for him to say to me. And I put a lot of stock into it because of who he is and what he's gone through, and the level of expertise and professionalism that he has within the industry. So that is one of the things that I'm not just looking at the subs. I'm looking at all of the analytics. Well, again, I'm not like using a fine-tooth comb here, but on the top level, all of the analytics that are there, yes, we're seeing a drop, but we're also seeing a rise in other areas of those analytics. And so I'm not panicked, and although I was, and before, I was starting to feel that spirit of panic creep in, and that's why I reached out. I wanted to hear what he had to say, and I was open to whatever it was, and that was basically the encouragement he leveled at me, so I appreciated him for that. So to answer your question, Philip, has it been long enough for you to fully grasp how the channel has been affected? No, I don't think so. But what has happened is I think we have a better vision for the future, which is why I wanted to do this Q&A. John says, I was really sad to hear all the rubbish that got thrown at you for having an opinion on a topic. I appreciate that. Andrew says, we love you guys. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you guys. FOBG Con, Flipside Con. Well, there's, again, I can't bite off more than I can chew right now, but something like that is in the back of my mind. It's on the back burner, probably one of the back burners, not just back, but that is something that we're thinking about. In lieu of a actual Flipside Con. One of the things that we do here in this area is we go to a place called Camas Meadows Bible Camp in at least the spring and the fall for Camas Con. And it's a really neat place that we go to. A lot of people in the area come to, well, not a lot, a good number of people come to it. And I'd love to see it grow. I'd love for it to be a profitable thing for Daryl and those that run Camas Meadows Bible Camp. I'd love to see that grow. So if you are at all interested, it is a very serene place up in the Cascade Mountains that is just about 30 minutes away from where we live, a 30-minute drive, maybe about 40 minutes, maybe 35. And it is a very nice weekend. The price that you pay to be there has food included. They have a staff that works in their kitchen that prepares food. They have cabins. They have places for you to sleep right there, so you don't have to spend extra money on a hotel or anything like that. So I want to push that. Flipside Con, is that going to happen? I can't really say. It's back there, but I don't know that I'm going to have the capital to make it work. So keep that in mind. But in the meantime, come check out Camas Con. There's one in April, and there's one in the fall, usually early in the fall before their event schedule really starts hopping. So check that out in the meantime. Tom, thanks for saying that. Where did you get that Memoir 44 backpack? Actually, I got it when it originally came out. Tom and I both got one when they originally came out, and Tom has since given me all of his stuff for Memoir 44, except for the stuff that stayed in the library. And so I actually have two of those walking around here. The diminutive soldiers, yeah, what's up, sir? Man, I have almost 5,000 subs, and I'd love to be able to monetize channel. That would be sick. Hopefully one day. Just keep at it, my man. Just keep at it. Your friend is very smart. I agree. And that's one of the reasons why I want to keep looking to him for advice. What is that now? Is that an all-in bundle pack for Memoir 44 stuff? No, it's not. Almost 100 live viewers. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, that's very cool. I appreciate that so much. Is this your full-time job? Okay. When I was with the Dice Tower, I used to tell people that I have 3 part-time jobs. And that's because I was putting up stuff on the Dice Tower. I was doing stuff here on the channel, and then I also had a part-time job working with one of our viewers, Doug, and helping him with his water systems management company. Now I have 2 part-time jobs, and I'm going to be leaning more into this than I did in the future. Did in the past. I originally started this channel. We wanted to try to grow it to where it could be my full-time job. It hasn't got there. So if you read my resignation letter, you don't have to, but generally speaking, back when we made the realization that this isn't going anywhere fast enough for us to make this my full-time job, I need to get another job. And so I was resigned to just doing this, continuing to do this as a hobby. And it was about that time that that Tom said, hey, we got an idea to bring you back. Now, this was years ago, okay? This is not now. Please understand that. Bring you back, and we're going to run a crowdfunder, and if it funds to the proper level, we're going to bring you back on part-time, and you'll make 2 to 3 videos a week. Okay, well, we viewed that as an answer to prayer. My wife and I had been praying about me just going and getting a job here in the area, and it's not what I wanted to do because I really enjoyed doing this, but we got to keep the ends met, right? So we prayed about it. We didn't really talk much about it to other people. We mentioned to a couple of people that are in our circles, but we really didn't do anything other than that. So when Tom came and asked me if I would come, we viewed that as a divine providence. And now, fast forward, that's not there anymore. So what are we going to do? Well, and then in the last couple of weeks, I've talked to an individual that wants to remain anonymous, and I will absolutely respect that. But they have offered to become the benefactor of the channel, and basically what that means is that they're going to step in and replace the money that I made with the Dice Tower. And so that we can continue on. And first of all, it's a supremely humbling experience, because that came out of left field, and frankly, that doesn't even quantify where we feel like that came from. That came from outside the ballpark. And so much so that when I showed the email to my wife Jessie, she was like, "Whoa, that's overwhelming," and I was like, "You're absolutely right. That's overwhelming. I can't fathom that level of generosity." And so we emailed back and we said, "Listen, this is overwhelmingly generous that you're offering," and so. You know, they started off by asking, if I may, if I don't want to be rude, but can I ask how much the Dice Tower paid you? And I was like, absolutely. And I said, the reason I want to be honest with you about that and transparent is because I want you to understand what you're offering, first of all. Because, we've done that before, right? We come and we say things like, if there's anything I can do, reach out, and you probably are sincere about that, but you don't know exactly what you're offering, right? It's kind of an open-ended, and I didn't want this to be an open-ended offer to where, I could have said anything and then expected them to continue through, but that's not how I work, right? So I said, I want you to be absolutely certain about what it is that you're offering, and I want to be transparent. Those are the two reasons why I said that I don't feel like you're being rude for asking that question. But then I also said, now listen, we don't know that we can accept this because it's overwhelming, and I want to make sure that this is what I think that it could be, and that is a divine providence of a need that my wife and I had already come to the Lord about. So I said, we want to take this to the Lord. We want to put this before the Lord's face, and we want to test to see if this is from His Spirit. And I'm also going to talk to other people that I respect and acknowledge them as being people I would look to for advice, and I call that, and it's called godly counsel. That's what I'm going for. So I talked to about 8 different people in my life about it over the course of about a week, and my wife and I were praying about it, Jessie and I, and every person that we talked to, and what we got back from the Lord was, this is something that that I am providing to you through this other person. And that is in itself humbling. One of the questions that a buddy of mine, same buddy that has the marketing specialist, he said, if you believe that this is what the Lord's providing for you, what are you going to do with it? And that question hit me square in the nose, because it's not just about me being able to make more videos here on this channel. It's not it. So what am I going to do with that? Well, first of all, we're not going to take anything away from the channel. That's for sure. So we're going to continue doing that. The stuff that I was doing for the Dice Tower, or the amount of stuff that I was doing for the Dice Tower, and kind of the same things, although the bottom 5, top 5 might change a little bit, because I think after talking with JT a little bit, I'm getting the sense that he's getting a little bit burnt out on top 10s, which I get it. I totally get it. But we might be doing other things. So the amount of things that I was doing for the Dice Tower are going to be put into the Flipside. So that's the first, kind of surface level change that you're going to be seeing on the Dice Tower. On the Flipside, is that we're going to have some more edited content that is going to be put onto this channel. The level of work that I was doing for the Dice Tower is going to be leveraged for the Flipside at this point. And that's something that Doug and I was talking about as well. He was saying that some of your best content that you've been producing over the last couple of years has been put on the Dice Tower. It's not been put over here. Now, what we've been doing here is exactly what I've been wanting to do. So it's not that I feel like I've been slighting you guys at all. It's just that the edited content that gets made for the Dice Tower, because they were footing the bill, they're not footing the bill, but that money's still going to be coming in because of this generous benefactor that has stepped forward. So for me to not take that content and put it up here, that feels to me that it would be a little bit disingenuous on my part. Like, if I'm still getting the same level of pay that I've been getting, I should be doing the same level of work where I'm working, right? So that's going to be the first thing about answering this question of what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take some of the time that I was spending putting stuff on the other channel. We're going to be making stuff to put on this channel. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that we're going to do. Second thing that I'm kind of stewing on right now, and I haven't really fleshed it completely out, is that we're going to one of the things that I did with Tim was the Western Contingent, and I loved the time that I spent talking with Tim. And some people always thought that we were arguing, and we were disagreeing sometimes, yeah, but it never on my side, and I think I can safely say on his side either, it never felt like an argument, because we both respected each other. So one of the things that we're going to be doing here on the channel is we're going to start a podcast, and I don't, again, still kind of fleshing it out here, but we're going to start a podcast with me and one or two other hosts that will be focused on faith and gaming. We don't know exactly how that's going to work, but that's one of the new things that you can start seeing here on the channel. Whether you are interested in something like that or not, I don't expect everybody on the channel to be interested in or even like everything that I put up on the channel. You can watch it or not watch it. That's not it. But it's something that I'm going to be looking at doing. I want to start collaborating with other people as well. I just did an interview a couple of days ago, last week. As a matter of fact, I think Thursday, and that's going to be going up if it hasn't already. I'm in the middle of watching the product right now, so that we can give the go ahead on it. But that's another thing that I'm going to be looking at doing, spending more time talking to other people, whether they agree or not. But that's another thing that we're going to be doing here on the channel as well. Let me get back to... okay, Doug actually put something on here. Bummer, looks like I won't get to do that 30-hour marathon anytime soon. Well, here's the thing. I'm 10,000 is a great goal, right? But do we have to have a marathon for that? Nah, maybe not. So that's another thing that we're still thinking about doing. Who cares if we reach 10,000? Frankly, if we don't, we don't. If we do, super, and we'll celebrate that. We will absolutely celebrate that. But do we have to wait till we get there? Maybe we just schedule it. Maybe we just do it. Maybe we stop waiting for the mountain to come to us and we just go to the mountain. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's another thing that's on one of the closer back burners, Doug. This is probably the highest live viewers I've ever seen. Yep, I would imagine that as well. We've hit 100 concurrent, 307 views, so that's cool. Friend is very smart. That is correct. I found. Already read that one. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, 97. The Dominion of Solar. Welcome to Chester Copperpot. Thank you. Appreciate that. There are no coincidences with God. That is correct. Them that honor me, I will honor. I appreciate you saying that, Doug. That is absolutely true. And that's one of the reasons why I just said what I said. You know, it's instead of waiting for it to come to us, let's just go get it. There's a lot of things coming that, again, and I don't know what all of them are, but I definitely feel them coming. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. But I have a sense that bigger things are in store, and I don't know what those bigger things are. And it doesn't mean that there's bigger financial things in store. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about bigger things that have a greater weight in eternity that are coming. And what those are, I don't know, but the way our pastor is leading us right now is a simple 12-word prayer. God come, I'm here. God speak, I'll listen. God lead, I'll follow. And so, look, I don't have the map, okay? I don't have Google Maps, Doug. I don't have Google Maps open. But I'm following the one that does. And that's even doing a better job than Google Maps, as we also found out the other day. But there are no coincidences. That is correct. Well, I'm a member now. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. David Brownlee says, very generous, but I still hope you grow the channel to the point where it can stand on its own. I do as well, and really that's kind of the end game. But I'm not going to turn my nose up to people who want to help us get there, if that makes sense. And I'm also, another thing that we've talked about is that I wanted to be very clear with this benefactor that, look, if it ever becomes, if you ever come to a time where you can't do this anymore, you need to let me know, because we don't want to be that burden. We talked about sustainability, and they are confident that they are going to be able to do this in the foreseeable future. But I am not, when the time comes, if the time comes, if you want to put it that way, where it is no longer sustainable for this benefactor, then that is going to be the time where God's going to have something else in store for us. So we're one of the ways that the men I talked to in my circles here, as I went to them for godly counsel, is they said, don't rob this person of the blessing it will be to them to help you. And it would have been one thing if only one person had said that. But frankly, I think it was about 5 out of the 8, because 3 of the other ones were in the same group. It was my Bible study group. But for that to happen, we didn't want to turn our nose up to it because we feel like that's what the Lord is doing for us now. Might change in the future. It might be to where the channel grows to where it does, because it does become self-sustaining. And if that's the case, we're going to work hard at making sure that what we do, or rather how we do what we do, doesn't change, and that we stay true to ourselves, we stay true to our own convictions. And that's one of the coolest things about this whole endeavor, is that this benefactor is doing so with no strings attached. They trust us to make right decisions, and to do so in integrity. And that's humbling as well. So let's continue on. PK, it's not by your might. That is correct. It's not by our might. It's by his Spirit. How God proves that over and over again. That is absolutely correct. Love the Western contingent. Very cool. Are you going to allow Allowed to re-release any Dice Tower content here? No. That's no. What I've released on the Dice Tower is their property, basically, and I know that full well, and I'm absolutely cool with that full well. I am not going to re-release anything that was made for the Dice Tower on my channel, except for there was a couple of things that I did, and I talked to Tom about it first to get his permission to do that. We did, I think, a top 5. We did a top 5 games of 2025 for their Winter Spectacular, and I mentioned to him that I wanted to put. We actually recorded the entire top 10 games of 2025, so I put that together. The top 5 that we recorded for the Winter Spectacular, along with numbers 10 through 6. And I released all of that here on our channel. But according to my recollection, that's the only time that I re-released something here on this channel that I made for the Dice Tower. So no, we're not going to do that. I'll volunteer as a collaborator. Boy, would that change the dynamic? Yes, it probably would. Paladin says, Faith Podcast sounds awesome. I love the one that you were part of on the Dice Tower Network years and years ago. Well, I think the format for this, the vision, the format that I have for this one is even slightly different than that, because with the Dice Steeple, it was always board game centric, with faith sprinkled on top. But I think my vision for this one is going to be faith-centric with board games sprinkled on top. So I think, if you're not part of board gaming, you'll be able to listen and glean some truth and glean some encouragement, glean some guidance from it, whether you play board games or not. That's my... but if you are a board gamer, then you'll still be able to watch and listen, and maybe even enjoy it on a little bit of a kind of like a backstage level, because you're in on the board game side of it and the faith side. Woo! Instead of just the faith side. So that's cool. I like that you put it that way. It would be great if everyone watching this live right now would make sure if they're subscribed. That's a good idea, Scott. I appreciate that. But again, maybe everybody, there might be people watching that are just here to watch and to kind of evaluate. And absolutely, please, we're always about welcoming more subscribers. But again, if this isn't for you, then it's not for you, and there's no hard feelings about that whatsoever. I will fly out for a marathon, Tom says. I know, and we want you to. Maybe the marathon will bring the subs. Maybe so. Putting the cart before the horse, right? I nominate Doug for your next Hot Ones challenge. No, I don't know that Doug's going to be on about that. Koss says, love you, brother. Things will work out one way or another. That is true. Thank you, Koss. Appreciate that, bud. I spent hours in a Miami hospital having an endoscopy right before the Dice Tower cruise, not planning to mix food challenges and games anytime soon. That's exactly what I thought of. I was like, no, I don't want Doug to die on air. God is bigger than all of this. That is true as well. Very, very, very much so. Foolish Creative says, one of these years I'm going to have to go to Camas. Our group has a yearly board game and faith retreat in Easton, Washington. Not everyone who attends shares the same faith. That's okay. Well, I appreciate that. I would also, since you're in Washington, I would also like to know where that is, because that's another thing that I want to try to be a little bit more proactive about in plugging into our community up here in Washington State. I mean, Camas Meadows is great, but it's not the only one that does this. We just had it was actually the youth pastor of our church, his wife's brother lives in Spokane, and they came over for our board game night at the church this past Saturday, and we were able to meet with them, and they have a tremendously nice family. Great time. Played a couple of games with him, and he actually we actually kind of he taught me one. He taught me how to play Orbit or Orbits, I think maybe it's what it's called. Has Vincent Dutrait artwork. It's by Bitewing Games. Very fun. You know, Vincent Dutrait did all of the artwork and the graphic design for the game, but it doesn't look like a Vincent Dutrait artwork game. But you can see it if you know what you're looking for. If you know Vincent's style and so forth, you can see it. But it's not like, you know, something like Luthier, where his artwork is on full display, or you know, any of these other games that are like that. Anyway, he taught me Orbits, and it was a very fun game. Had a great time with it. And then I taught him and his wife, and Christy, our youth pastor's wife, NAR. And he said, we actually have this game, we've just never played it. So I was like, let me teach you how to play, and we had a great time playing NAR as well. So it was great meeting him, but that's just kind of leaning into, and there are other people that live in Spokane that come to Camas, and there's designers, and I need to plug in more where I am, instead of trying to go to all of these other places. I need to try to affect the community where I am. And that for me is where the rubber is going to meet the road. So I have no idea where Easton, Washington is, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know when that happens. I hope to hand you Cheetos one day. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you will. Tell us more, Doug says. That's right. Rush it down. Sam, I've always felt that you're bringing something special to the hobby just by being who you are. That's exactly what I endeavor to do. I don't want to be anything that I'm not, because that's disingenuous and it's deceptive. And that's not what I'm about. Going to play Cyclades Legendary Edition for the first time. How do you rank this game? Well, we are in the middle of doing our top 100 games of all time, and I won't spoil anything, but you'll just have to watch the rest of the list to see if it may or may not show up on my top 100. But suffice to say, I really enjoy it. Rush it down. I think you are definitely belonging to those kind of people who help to make the world a nicer, more pleasant place. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that encouragement. Not the belly button Cheetos, right? Well, I certainly hope not. That's disgusting. So whatever support you can get, it seems to be well deserved to me. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Or ma'am. Cost. Some of the greatest moments for God to shine and bring about His glory were when I was in the darkest and most hopeless looking moments of my life, right? As Malachi says, He is the refiner of silver and gold. He holds us over the fire, sometimes to burn off the dross and make us shine all the brighter for His glory. That is absolutely correct. Glad you're staying, Tom says. I would hate to see another Christian content creator driven out. Well, yeah, that's not going to happen. Even if I do have to eventually, at some point in the future, stop doing content creation as my job and do something else that the Lord is calling me into, because that's another, gee whiz. That's another, I don't want to get too philosophical here, but again, it's not philosophical for me, it's real life, right? The reason I'm staying doing this is because I feel that's what the Lord is calling me into. I do not feel as if the Lord is telling me to do something else yet. He may later on, but right now I don't feel like He is. And that's not just coming from my brain. That's coming from a lot of different things. Hello. Oh, dear. Well, how was he?
Oh, he was like this all day.
He was? That means he's yours.
Fine.
Yeah, that means he's yours. So here's the new.
Hello.
Here's the new. What? He's not a mascot. But
New troublemaker.
He's the new troublemaker, that's correct. He likes to let everybody know when he is not happy. This is Gimli, everybody, if you didn't see him.
You could take him out.
On his, let's see if let's put him on the table.
Don't piddle.
No, he was up here earlier. He was fine. What's up, dude? She, no, I don't like this place. It's so high up. This was our Valentine's gift to the family. We decided to name him Gimli because Strider and Gimli defended Helm's Deep together on the causeway. So,
come here, you. We're leaving.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
No. That's yours.
Yep, this is mine.
Upstairs.
No worries. Oh, yummy. I will have that later. Not right now, though. Let's see. Glad you're doing well. Stay with it. We will. T Mills, good to see you. Thank you for being here. You got it? What you got? Oh, okay. Vince Bowie says, Sam wanted to say, I appreciate you staying firm on your Christian convictions. We as believers are to speak in truth and love, but not meant to compromise our biblical views. Stay strong. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I have every intention of doing that. Josh, what's up, dude? I'm excited for you and your family, you and your channel. It will be awesome to see God bless you through this journey. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. That's very cool. Chris Mayfield, my opinions and your opinions may differ, but I respect yours. And if 300 left for an opinion they do not know what they are missing out on, keep up the great work. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Trying to keep up here a little bit, because this is a live Q&A, so I got to respond. What are your favorite Christian board games? All right, so my favorite Christian board games, it all started with Commissioned. Commissioned was the first Kickstarter that I ever backed, and I really wanted to get behind that one. I really thought it was one of the first, at that time, it was one of the first modern board games that were using, modern Christian board games that were using what I felt and what I believed were modern mechanisms. So that's going to probably stay in my collection for a while. Other ones are, let's see, where is it? A game called Nehemiah. It's right over there, just off camera, I think. But Nehemiah, that's from, I forgot the name of the company. Leonardo Games. I also like, let's see, the other one that I have, where is it? Jerusalem Anno Domini. That's a Christian themed game. The goal of the game doesn't necessarily feel very Christian, but it definitely has a very well curated backdrop. Ezra and Nehemiah also, again, not a Christian company, but definitely a game themed upon biblical occurrences. The rebuilding of the temple at Jerusalem and the rebuilding of the walls at Jerusalem. So those are good. Deliverance is probably one of my favorite. Amerithrash kind of games where it's centered around spiritual warfare. The players take on the roles of angels sent by God to help protect and defend the saints in a town from all kinds of different attacks, be it sins, the effects of the demons that are at work, and you're fighting against those demons. So that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to Council of the Fallen. Should be delivering here soon-ish. So I'm looking forward to that. Those are just some that are off the top of my head. Sounds just as good, if not better. Faith first, game second. There you go. I do miss doing the dice table with you, brother. It was a lot of fun to do. Those were some of my fondest moments in the hobby. Well, I appreciate that, Cos. Really do. Me too. Just caught the live. Not going anywhere, Odinata. Thank you very much. Sam, I found you on the Dice Tower over 10 years ago, early 20s. Now I have a wife and 2 kids. Still love board games. Passing on the hobby to my family and friends. That's awesome. Very cool. I've been toying with starting a Christ First Hobbies second podcast as well. I would love to be able to do it live with audience participation. Find great value in conversation. That is good. I'm on board. Board games in the Lord. Yep. Let's do Seven Wonders Architects at Dice Tower West. Shame you haven't played it. Probably not going to be at Dice Tower West, but I know Seven Wonders Architects. JT really enjoys that game, so I'll probably do that. Food Fights 1408. Greetings from San Antonio. I see Lords of Ragnarok behind you. It's been on our shelf of opportunities since it delivered. What are your thoughts on the game? I really enjoy it. It is, I probably, it's basically not word for word, but it's basically a reskin of Lords of Hellas, and I like Norse mythology better than Greek mythology, so I like it better than Lords of Hellas, so take that for what it's worth. I do enjoy it. Ryan says, Seven Wonders Architects is supreme. Those who cancel hurt only themselves by closing out opportunities they might otherwise enjoy. Very good. Eric Grande says, this guy takes a just shut up and comply approach to what ICE is doing, so I'll just shut up and comply with my morals and decide to avoid this channel. You absolutely have that right. And there you go. It says it's not going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that anyway. But I did read it, so it's there. Everybody knows what Eric Grande 7155 says. And he has that right, and that's exactly what people should be doing. But again, it's the kind of stuff where people are, I'm willing to have those people around if they're willing to be here, okay? So, yep, there you have it. Saw the news about what happened. Whether I agree with you or not is irrelevant because it's just personal political views. What doesn't matter? What does matter is you make great content, and I enjoy watching. I appreciate that. I really do. I do want to provide a little bit of a caveat, however. I incredibly dislike politics. I really do. And what I said was, although it has been framed as a political stance, was not political at all. What I said comes from a situation of what I believe in here, not what's going on out there. And I really did try to format what I was saying from a completely common sense point of view. I am a concealed weapons permit carrier. I have gone into public concealed carrying. But I would, and I will, never go into a dangerous situation, willfully, knowingly going into a dangerous situation concealed carrying. Now, I might do so as a means of protecting my family, but I'm definitely not taking my family. So listen, this wasn't political. It's being framed that way, and I understand why people would jump to that conclusion, but it's the wrong conclusion to jump to. The things that I said were said from a common sense point of view, not a political one. But take that for what it's worth. Seriously, you're saying FOBG is changing to a more faith-based channel where faith takes priority over board games talk? Is that right? No. I said that some of the things that might be added to the channel might be more faith-based, but I'm still going to be doing live plays where we play board games. I'm still going to be doing reviews where we talk about board games. I'm still going to be doing live Q&As where you guys can come and ask me whatever you want, or me and Jesse, whatever you want. I'm going to be doing, the top 100 lists. We're still going to be doing content with JT, who, by the way, is not a believer. And I'm not expecting him to become a believer so that I can continue doing things with him on the channel. That doesn't make any sense. Our friendship and our doing things here on the channel was never predicated on his being a believer. Never was. And frankly, it never really should be. I can see some arguments that could be leveled at me from Christians, but okay. The idea here, the question that you've asked, Eric, that this is going to become a more faith-based channel. No, I'm still going to be doing the same thing that I've been doing, but I'm going to be adding more things to it. And if you don't want to be part of those other things that I add to it, you don't have to be. But take that for what it's worth, I guess. I don't know how what the but would be there. I think that says it all. If you don't want to be part of the new stuff that I add, then you don't have to be. So I think I answered your question. Puppy. Oh yeah, Gimli is a great name for him. Yeah, that's about it. Gimli is our smaller dog. No fair. We can't have two dogs with the same names. Yes, we can. We absolutely can. Don't piddle. It's not that kind of stream. True. Striders and Gimlis need to duke it out. No, we're not going to. Ask Gimli if his wife has a beard. I don't think it does. You need a Legolas. I don't. That means we have to get another animal. I don't want to get another animal. We got 2 dogs and we got 2 cats. That's all we need. I don't think we need any else. Let's see here. Sam's Game Cave. Keep it up, brother. Will do. Barely Protestant. Love you too. Love you guys too. Thank you. My pastor has designated me to run board game nights at our church, and our second one is next Wednesday. He has hooked the first night I invited him. He was hooked. Oh, gotcha. Very cool. That's good. That's good news, Foo Fire. Awesome, David. Are you planning to go to any board game conventions in the future in the West Coast? Would love to shake your hand, brother, and thank you for helping me with board gaming hobby. I don't, because my convention going experience has largely been restricted to how, the people that I've been connected to in the past. I don't really know, those are the ones that garnered my attention. I don't really know about many other conventions that are here on the West Coast that I may or may not be able to make it to. I am going to be kind of focusing more centrally on the corner of the country that I'm at. And how far that bleeds out is really going to be dependent upon what we can and cannot afford. So we'll have to wait and see. But, something like traveling over to Seattle for some of the cons that happen over there, I could definitely see that happening. So within the state of Washington, I think that's probably doable in a general sense. We have to decide on a case-by-case basis whether or not we can afford it, whether or not it would be advantageous, and so forth. Let's see here. Really respect your choices. Tell Jesse I must hug the sweet puppy. Okay, we will. If you ever want to, you can. Christian Peterson designed it. Wait. Is the best. Oh, I get you. I get it. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Have other content creators reached out to either support or attack you? Have cons asked you to not attend? No. I have not received any emails from any conventions that say that I'm no longer allowed to attend. I have received many comments from people who are surprised that I have not been banned from conventions like Gen Con or whatever. And you know, if that happens, then that happens. I am not at all concerned about whether or not I can go to these other conventions because I don't have a plan to do it. You know, even, you know, Dice Tower West, that was a decision that we made. Now, again, Tim wasn't able to bring me in anymore because I am no longer connected to the Dice Tower. So he couldn't bring me in, but he still said that I was welcome to come. I just needed to you know, purchase a room and all that kind of stuff. So it just wasn't financially feasible for me to get there. And so it kind of falls in line to the same thing of what I just said. We have to, on a case-by-case basis, we have to make the wise decision. And largely that's going to be a financial decision. So this time it just wasn't there. Next time, maybe it will be, maybe it won't. I don't know. It's a case-by-case basis. But to further answer your question, have other content creators reached out to either support or attack you? No, it's funny. The ones that want to attack, they have already attacked. They've just made videos on their channels. Boy, they got a lot of views too. And, you know, I half want to say more power to them. I half don't want to because I don't agree with that kind of content creation. I've always been of the mind of I'm not going to be a tragedy vampire. I'm not going to seek to provide life for my channel by sucking it out of somebody else's channel. And I'm just not going to do that. And the ones that are doing that are not reaching out to me, which is fine and dandy. But the ones who have reached out have been very encouraging. They have been an incredible source of mental support over the last few weeks, and I appreciate every single one of them. So to answer your questions, yes, I've heard from those that support or those that at least want to encourage. Some of the people, one in particular, and I'm just going to go ahead and one of the ones that reached out, and the only reason I'm mentioning his name is because he did not and does not agree with the things that I said. But he still had the integrity and the fortitude to reach out and say, what is happening to you is not right. I don't agree with what you said. I don't agree with the stance that you said, that you put, and all of that kind of stuff. It was very, very clear and very frank that he did not agree with me, but he still reached out and provided encouragement, and that is Alex Radcliffe. And I sincerely hope that he doesn't get any backlash for having done that, because I think whether you agree with me or not, in being a source of encouragement and sympathizing, I think would be the best way to put it, is the human thing to do. And I respect him for doing that. And I appreciate him for doing that. We do not agree. But he was civil. He was human. And I appreciate that. Are there any DC themed DC Comics themed board games that you enjoy? There's a lot of solid Marvel games. My family and I enjoy the DC deck building game by Cryptozoic, but there isn't any DC games I feel as good as Marvel, I guess is what you were trying to say. We have one that I bought for Jess called Wonder Woman Challenge of the Amazons. That one I enjoy. I have Batman Gotham City Chronicles right up there. And I enjoy that one, although the rule book is, whew, boy, is it hard to get through. Those are the main ones, I think. I don't, I mean, Comic Hunters is largely Marvel stuff. Well, it's all Marvel stuff. So that doesn't really count. Although I think you could easily make a DC Comics version of it. You just have to get the rights for it. But Jesse, you taught Tim and I Wine Cellar on the cruise. So it came off our shelf of shame, and we played it with a couple of groups of friends. Everyone loves it. Awesome. Very, very, very cool. Glad to hear stories like that. Life would be pretty unfulfilling if you were only able to talk to people who agree with you all the time. Sunshine and rainbows. It's okay. I am an elected official, and I also hate politics. LOL. I actually just read your post, and it was very non-political. It was very non-political at all. Everyone actually read what he actually said. I would appreciate that. Although that doesn't really tend to happen a lot. Because people are busy. I don't think people have nefarious intentions. People are busy. So if you have somebody that you agree with tell you that so-and-so said something and this is what he meant by it, you're probably going to take their word for it, right? Because you trust them. So I think there's a lot. I don't think there's it's all nefarious intent. I'm not looking for a demon under every rock. You know what I'm saying? And people are just busy. You know, they don't have time to go and read everything. And first of all, they don't have time to go find everything. But so, you know, I agree with you. Good to see you, Luke. Great conversation today. You'll have to go back. Luke? Is Luke here? Luke Shirus is here. Hey, probably at the end, but I made it nearly 3 hours of back-to-back meetings. We'll do that. Wow. Sorry about that, Luke. I do not wish meetings on anybody. Do not like them. Ryan says, love politics, probably too much. That's why I watch board game channels. I watch that are apolitical and just focus on making great content. There you go. Like this one. Thank you, Ryan. You said the key word, common sense. Hate it when it jumps on me. There we go. Cancel culture subscribers don't have any of that. Well, again, I don't think everybody lacks common sense, but I think the ones that are cattle prodding the ones in the center maybe do. In my eyes, never thought your comment was political, but yeah, others have put a political spin on it. I believe. Horse's mouth. The issue is political issues have become more spiritual. Either way, we have to stand firm in Christian worldview and not let cancel culture influence us. Keep strong. Will do. Superboy. Thank you for that. I was looking forward to listening to this one. This way I'll be able to focus better without work distractions. There you go. Thank you for clarification on faith and gaming content. You are welcome. My dogs are named Roman, like roaming around the neighborhood, and Musket, because he's for home defense. That's awesome. Musket. Get a hamster now. You can call him Herman. Nope, not going to do that. Foo Fire, you're a good dude, Sam. Thank you. Appreciate that, David. Maybe one of these days we can meet up and play some board games. Yep. Have a groovy day. You too, bud. Take care. Nice name for a hamster. Jeff says, I hope you get to a Blackhawks game soon, but you might be better off. A large amount of Knights fans are not too inviting to opposing fans. After 3 bad experiences, now I go to other cities to see them. Oh, wow. Well, I still would have done that. Breaking news here from the... Wow, it is snowing. Well, we had snow yesterday, and I actually got to do my water systems management job in the snow. Actually, it was only bad when I had to climb into a vault for A well vault. I only had to climb into that, so that was the only time it was really bad. Other time, I love driving around. Great. I love driving in the snow, especially when the road's too warm for it to really stick on the road, because you're just driving on a rainy road at that point. But the snow, oh, it was really cool. It was really fun. Let's see. I want snow. None here this year. Mail me some, please. It won't make it. It'll melt before it gets there, dude. If you don't mind me asking, what's Eric Summerer doing? How's he doing? I saw him on the cruise. He seems to be doing well. I think he's still doing stuff on the channel with Tom. I don't know exactly what it is, but he was on the channel. He was on the cruise. He and his wife both, I believe. Yeah. So I think he's doing fine. He's doing just fine, I think. Didn't have the chance to really talk to him much, but he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. Unless you are also a fan of video games, I would say you skip the Washington State Gaming Expo. They list board games in the event info, but it is 95% video games. Wow. At least that's how it was last year. Wonder Woman is a good crisis management game. Yep, I agree, Brindover. When DC Legendary comes out, that will be good. Speaking of reaching out, did you happen to get my message on Facebook on Sunday? You can just say yes or no. I don't know. I don't think I did. Let me check. I didn't see it. I don't think. I don't see it. Maybe email it to me, and so that I can at least get it, and we can talk about why I may or may not have gotten it over. Well, I don't see it in Facebook Messenger, so send me an email. I disagree with Alex's take, but I recognize he is someone who can have a nuanced discussion and will listen even if he disagrees. Still happy to watch his content as well. I really have a lot of respect for Alex, so it was heartwarming to have him reach out. I like anything common and sense. No, you don't, Eric. Super pumped for DC Legendary. Andrew Gunner says, heading out, getting back to work. See you later, Andrew. Thank you for being here, buddy. Nerzen Jaeger says, Sam, it would be cool if you tried a coin game. I think you would really enjoy them. I think that I have, well, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I think, let me see. Is this a coin game? I don't know that it is. It probably isn't, but no, it probably isn't. I have War of 1812 Solitaire, which is from Worthington Games, which maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought they were the ones that put out the coin system, but I don't know. But I do have War of 1812. I also have The Shores of Tripoli, but I'm open to trying anything. Sorry if this question has already been asked. What are your thoughts on Watch It Played Rodney Smith and Chaz Marlowe situation? I saw that it's going on. I don't know all of the details. I started watching Rodney's video. Then he said to read the document first, and I didn't take time to read the document at that point. And I've watched a couple of other videos about it, and I don't have an opinion because I don't know what's going on. Apparently there was some... Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. So I don't really have an opinion about it. Sorry. Which one do you recommend to start with? a guest, Robin Hood. I really enjoyed it. I know that is only coin adjacent, I think. Here in Louisiana, Mama said snow is the devil. Actually sunny at the moment. Well, that's usually how it goes, right? Just had fireworks around you. You just had fireworks, or I'm hallucinating. No, it happens every once in a while. I forgot what it used to. It used to be this, yeah, that did it, but it doesn't do it every once in a while. But and I don't know what triggers the fireworks now. So I'll have to look into that. Sorry, brother, don't have your email. Oh, here you go. I will give it to you right now. Flipside obg@gmail.com. There you go. Shores of Tripoli is Fort Circle. Yes, I know that. It's not Worthington, but War of 1812 Solitaire is Worthington Press. So, just played Civolution and loved it. Have you played it? Nope, haven't played that one, Dana. Sorry. Let's see here. Cuba Libre is a great start. Really interested to see what's next. Word for Word Bible Comic. Hey, good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you, Simon. Yeah, I've actually been reading you guys' I just finished Matthew. And it is such a fun way to read the Bible, bro. I really appreciate the work that you guys have done. So please keep me informed on new books that you guys have coming out, because I really enjoy it. I really do. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for putting yourselves out there as you have. And the Great Commission is a great game. That's another one. Oh, I forgot about it. Dude, what the heck? Where is it? I know I put it. It's like at the very top of one of my... It's at the very top of one of my shelves, and it always... Where did it go? Maybe it's over here. Oh, man. I hate it when this happens. You think you know where it is. Oh, DC Spyfall. That's another DC game that I like. But I like it because it's Spyfall, not necessarily because it's DC. I don't know. I can't see it. But yeah, The Great Commission is another great little Christian game. Love it. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Love to see you cosplay as a Viking at Pirate Fest in Las Vegas. I've thought about it, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. If you don't mind me asking, Sam, when did you move to Washington? How is it there? Because I believe you used to live by Dice Tower Guys a while ago, and you were working with them. Yes. Well, back in 2018, my wife and I at the time separated, and my ex rather separated, and at the time I was hoping for reconciliation, but that didn't happen. And in 2019, the divorce became final, and I could not be away from my two younger kids rather. My two older boys actually stayed with me in Florida. One joined the Army, and then another one moved up here. The older one moved up here. The second oldest got into the Army, and I could not stay away from my two youngest kids, my daughter and my youngest son, and so that's why I moved up here, and just couldn't stay away from them. Would not have. This was not where I wanted to. This is not where I wanted to live. That's for sure. But as the saying goes, the Lord does actually and honestly work in mysterious ways. Because if I had not moved up here, I would not have met Jesse, and I would not be blessed to have the life that I have now if that hadn't happened. So, let's see. What was the other part of the question? How is it there? It's a beautiful place to live. I don't agree with I don't agree with a lot of what's going on in Olympia, but again, we have a tremendously awesome church that we go to here, and we love the community in our area, and there's a lot of like-minded folk that are here, and it very often feels like the front line. If that makes sense. I sometimes laugh, not laugh, but I kind of chuckle at some things that are said from very comfortable positions. It feels like you're getting sometimes things that are said. It feel like you're getting a communicate from headquarters. They're sitting in their offices and well off of the line, and you're in the fight every day, or at least it feels like it. And it's just one of those things where this would not have been where I moved, but the Lord had a plan. That's the best way I can put it. And yeah, when the Bible says that He can take the things that were meant for evil and use them for good, and that's exactly what happened here in my case. And I couldn't be more blessed or humbled about the things that have gone on since then. Have you ever played Root? Nope, I haven't. The dog wants to play Dog's Life board game. Did you ever play Dog's Life board game? No, I have not, working man. Two thumbs, fireworks. There it is. All right, now we know what does it now. You should make that pose that used to trigger fireworks just as a thumbnail. Right. Let's see. Oh, I want Salmon Viking cosplay now. No, please. Let's see here. Wait, what are these books? All right, they are, if you look up word for word comic, word for word Bible comics. Look that up. It'll bring you to a website that'll let you know. Love the word for word Bible set Sam got me. Well, I guess he got it for us. Yeah, I did. Darth 60 says, definitely hoping for DC United to fulfill. Yeah. Jeremiah's here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Commissioned or Reverse Pandemic is a great game. Yep, that is correct. The Great Commission is the one that Word for Word Bible Comics put out, and it's a card game. It's really good. Although Commissioned, the one that I believe Jeremiah is talking about, is also really good. Did you play the Smurfs Hidden Village board game yet or no? Nope, I didn't. I think if you and your family like Stone Age, you might like the Smurf board game. All right, cool. I'll look into it. You need to put the game more in the middle so you can find it easier. And it's on screen. Is it? Is it on screen? Where is it? Oh, that really bugs me. Is it really? Oh, you're saying that I need to do it so that it's on screen. Oh, I bet you I do. But it really kind of bugs me because I thought I did. I thought I did put it on screen, but I don't know. Oh, you got me bugging, man. Oh, well. I'll find it later and do something with it. Thanks for accepting my friend request lately, Sam. I respect you. I'm sorry your recent drama. It is hard to be conservative or moderate designer or content creator these days. I agree with that. Thank you. Appreciate you. Any plans on going on missions with LTN again? I talked to Joe about a week and a half ago, and we exchanged a couple of emails, but I haven't heard anything from Matt or Bubba. Haven't heard anything from them, and so they. Yeah, I just haven't heard from them, and I don't want to suppose anything. So I don't want to say anything other than that, because that's the truth. I have not heard from them. I have talked to Joe, and we've exchanged a few messages, but I haven't heard from Bubba or Matt. And so it is what I don't want to say that is what it is, because that's not really it. It's just I don't want to say anything other than that, because I don't want to suppose something that isn't true or what, So I just haven't heard from him. That's the only truth that I have. I've been in Washington over 50 years, and it is a beautiful state, but the politicians might be driving us out soon. You said that, David. Appreciate you sharing your past and what's on your heart. Appreciate that too. You're always down to earth, good guy from the watching Sam. Thank you, Superboy. Appreciate that. Will you and Jesse and JT be at any Dice Tower events this year? Probably not. I think JT and his wife Mel are going to be going back to the Dice Tower cruise next year. But I don't believe Jesse and I are going to be, but I'm not going to say anything in concrete, because you never know what's going to happen, right? So let me let the cat out real quick. Golly, George. Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead. Strider's my buddy. He stays around, and everybody else wants to leave. All right. Let's see here. Now, Bible comics and expansions for the Great Commission coming soon. Ooh. Watch this space. Absolutely. Have you guys been to Mount Rainier? It's a bit of heaven. Gorgeous. Nope. I haven't. I believe Jessie has, because she grew up here, but I haven't. I've seen it from a distance, but never actually been there. 2 thumbs for fireworks. Don't have to be from the same person. Oh, that's cool. Wow. One of my comments just violated community guidelines. Here? Or are you talking about somewhere else? TGE fireworks, fireworks, man. Love your firefighter shirt, working man. This is from the San Antonio Firefighters Museum. My grandpa served in the fire department for, I want to say 25 years. And this was his station, Lucky 13. My wife and I have a shirt that I bought us both the same shirt when I was down there for his funeral. And I wear this. It's an unbiblical thing. It's not really. I wear this when I want to be reminded of the kind of man that he was. Gentle, but firm. And sometimes gentle to a fault, because sometimes he wouldn't tell you what he really thought unless you asked him. And I've found myself more than once in the last few weeks wishing that I could call him. But I can't, and there are other men in my life that I was able to call. And I appreciate that. But yeah, I've been missing him lately. Dang it. Stop it. Let's see. Have you done a recent top 10 party or family board games to show to non-gamers, trying to introduce a few new friends to relatives to the hobby? If you do, I think if you use the word gateway games, I'm pretty sure that JT and I have done a list, and I think we also did another list up in Calgary. JT and I and a board of other panelists I think did a very similar one. So if you do that search, if you look at our top 10 lists, you should be able to find a couple of them, I think. I can't remember exactly what we named them, though. Did you find more of your coconut cream zero sugar creamer yet? Nope, I saw it at our local Walmart yesterday. Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Jess went and bought more creamer today, but I don't think it was that. Will you go on Dice Star Cruise next year? I don't know. My best answer right now is probably not, but I don't have a definitive answer on that just yet. Whether or not we, we were already thinking about leaving the two older boys now, because at that point one will be a senior and the other one will be a sophomore, and Jesse's son will be a senior, and my son will be a sophomore, and his mom lives here in town, so he could easily just go stay at her house. We were actually thinking about going on the cruise by ourselves, and but I don't know if we're going to be welcome or not. And I don't say that in an accusatory, or I just don't know what's going to happen in the future. So right now, my best answer is probably not, because I don't even know if we'll be able to afford it this year. We were getting a room comped to us on the cruise, but we were also having to purchase another one. So if we only have to get one, it'll be the same price as we paid this year, probably. So, but again, that's the only reason. Again, maybe I'm being too transparent. I'm sorry, but I just don't know yet. That's my main thing. I don't know. Just bought him some today. Hey, she found it. How did she find it? I haven't played Speakeasy, the board game. I haven't played it. It's making it hard for me to normal comment. Can't you attempt math or something? No. That's where I get myself in trouble. If you live closer, I could lend you Viking gear. Ooh. Probably wouldn't be in my size, though. That's the problem. David says, I've been to Mount Rainier multiple times. Went there August with the father-in-law, late August. Parking is a bear during the busy season, but it is beautiful. Sam, nothing wrong with wearing a shirt or having two things close to us. That remind us. Yep, I get it. Sam, send me your P.O. box and I'll send you a Cowboys jersey. They make me cry too. I actually grew up, when I was a kid, knee-high to a grasshopper. When I was a kid, my mom decked me out in Cowboys paraphernalia. I lived in San Antonio. I lived in Texas, and the Cowboys were the team. Roger Staubach, Danny White, you name it. Tony Dorsett, all of those guys. I actually grew up rooting for the Cowboys. My dad took us to a Bears game at Cowboy Stadium, and they got trounced. The Cowboys did. And my dad's always been a Bears fan. So from then on, I was deflated, and I became a Bears fan. And I've been a Bears fan ever since. I remember a guy when I was wearing my Super Bowl 20. Oh, man, has it been that long? Good night. Super Bowl 20 back in '85. I was wearing my Chicago Bears Super Bowl champions shirt in Germany one year, and a guy offered me $100 if I would sell him the shirt right then, and I didn't do it because I was overweight and I didn't want to walk around without a shirt. But that's how long I've been a Bears fan. Let's see here. Heat expansions are coming. You are correct. Sam, do you like the Boss Monster Castle Panic games? Not really. Older games I've had, and considering picking up expansions. Yeah. I actually haven't played Castle Panic. I don't like the 8-bit graphics for Boss Monsters, so that kind of turned me off. Oh shoot, brother, I can give you a hug, brother. Pardon me, I didn't know. No, it's okay. I salute your family and your pops and grandpa and everyone at Lucky 13. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, I'm old. I have very little to look forward to. Sam's plays are easy prey. That is true. They are very, very easy. How come Jesse isn't an admin on the channel? Just noticed that. I don't know. Because I didn't make her one. I don't know. I can change that. See, what's up, Rob? Thank you for being here, my brother. Been slammed on the farm. Hope to call you soon. Go Seahawks. Go Seahawks. Yeah, congratulations. Good old Rob Orrin. He's been slammed on the farm. I get it, buddy. You got a lot of stuff to do. No worries whatsoever. Like I said, when it's convenient, just give us a call. And that sounds techie. I don't do techie. Hey, go easy on us Cowboy fans, please. I always do because I used to be one. Tom, you're drifting again. You keep quiet, Ken. I'm not a big sports fan, but even I know Cowboys fans have it rough, and Raiders fans. Yeah, that's true. Dallas Cowboys were a dynasty team. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears. Ha 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 ha. Next year, pal. Next year. He skipped me again. I didn't even say anything offensive. What did you say now? I said, Tom, you're drifting again. More solos so I can pick on you. Oh, I see what you're saying. And then I read, hey, I'm old. I read everything. Any chance you consider going back into vocational ministry? Pastor shortage everywhere. You know, being divorced, I would have to be convinced that I'm still qualified for vocational ministry. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't work for a church. But being a pastor and working for a church are two different things, in a sense. So I would have to be convinced. I would have to have an overwhelming presence of a call from the Lord to do that, and the people that I would be going to work or minister with would have to convince me that they also believe that it is an overwhelming call for me to step back into that. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because I don't want to interject my desire and my will into a ministry that I have no business doing that. You know what I mean? So right now, I find great ministry in just being part of the different service teams at my church. I'm part of the Connect team, which is basically just door holders, people who welcome people to church, and we're also kind of like the ushers in the sanctuary when we're getting everybody seated and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also part of the production crew, tech crew. I will man a camera and a couple of cameras, and I'm able to do that in worship. And there are some times where I get to go to 4 church services a week, or more, because we're doing sacred assemblies right now. We're in a kind of a period of revival at our church right now, and we're doing these sacred assemblies. So there's one on Sunday night and one on Wednesday night. And so this last week I was able to serve at 6 different church meetings, 3 on Sunday, and 1 on Sunday night, 1 on Wednesday, and 1 on Thursday. So I get to serve doing that, and it's not the same kind of connection that you would get if you were working like with the youth, which is what I used to do, or preaching a sermon or anything like that. But you know what? We live stream a lot of our services, and the ones that we don't live stream, we record and put it up later. And, you know, my service in that capacity is part of the engine that is getting the gospel and the gospel message into those different places. So I'm part of that, you know, and it's that for me right now is satisfying that desire for ministry. So I don't really have any aspirations along that vein, but again, you know, that 12-word prayer is where Jesse and I are trying to live right now. God come, we're here. God speak, we'll listen. God lead, we'll follow. So right now, no, I don't have any thought of that, but yeah. Don't worry about the shirt. It usually doesn't affect him, but I think he was reminded about how he could use. Yes, that is true. Though I'll never agree with your choice for NFL teams, I'll stay subscribed to your channel. Go Pack Go. Wow. All right, I guess I'll let you stay. Man, Packers fans. Ugh. Garland of Books. I'm a new subscriber in the last couple of weeks, so maybe more left, but some came too. That is true, and I appreciate that. I have been noticing that. I have noticed that, I think, what was it? I want to say January 25th was, I think, the last day I was positive subscribers. It's been negative ever since then. So it's been a steady decline but again, like I said earlier, that's still growth. That's still growth. Bears suck. Here comes the timeout ban. No, I'm not going to time it out. You have the right to be wrong about certain things. Let's see. I hope the Bears win. They're a great team. I can agree with you. You don't do vocational at your church. I don't understand these things, but I see you at the post. Oh, yeah. Okay. Have you played Xenoshift? Yes. And Adrenaline? Yes. I enjoy these shooters types of games. I have from years ago. I'm also trying to get some insight your top 100 before you finish uploading it. Well, neither of those made it, but I do. Xenoshift Dreadmire is probably my favorite version of Xenoshift. I like the weather effects that it has, and I like how that cooperative thing. I like how the cooperative nature of Xenoshift. I didn't have as much fun with Adrenaline, but it wasn't a bad game. You're Inold, if that's how you spell Inold. I don't know how that means. I spelled it annulled. Oh, okay. These games are great. Buy them. Awesome. You serve in church. Sam ministry is very rewarding. You don't get to feed. Don't forget to feed. Just don't forget to feed your own soul. Well, that's part of the good thing about it. The way we do the service is that we have one service on Thursday, and then we have the same service on Sunday three times. So I'm actually able to listen to the same sermon 4 times. Now, it's not the same sermon. It goes through kind of a refining process over the course of those. The first time they give it, it's really a lot more raw than it usually turns out to be by the time third service runs around on Sunday. But I get to hear the same content basically 4 times. That's like eating a 3-course meal every time you go to church, but you get to do it 4 times. So it's almost like, and on top of that, you get to see the refining process about how it was really raw on Thursday night, but by the time second service comes around, you've got the refining done so that it's just a lot more clear. So yeah, I'm serving a lot, but because of how I'm serving, I'm also getting fed a lot as well. So it's just one of those things where, I totally understand what you're saying, but it's actually a really good thing. Let's see. Every pastor is thankful for the Tech AV team. Yeah, that's true. I quit Pellin years ago. I don't even know what that means, Eric. I'm reading it. I'm not skipping you, but I don't know what that means. Oh, spelling. Gotcha. I understand. Okay. There is some interpretation about what it means to be husband of one wife, but I get it's tough to apply. That is correct. We need more gospel messaging inside board games community. Too many of the groups not saved, and unfortunately, I'm not convincing anyone. I'm too antagonistic. Well, yeah. Thank you, working man. I appreciate you. He puts on a good front. No, Eric, stop, dude. Null. Declare invalid an official agreement, decision, or result. The decision was annulled by the courts. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate that. Maybe think of losing some subscribers, like calling the weak cards in your favorite deck builder. I think that's kind of the same idea that my buddy was encouraging me to do. I don't know any pastors, including me, that still believe that divorce automatically disqualifies a man from pastor, but the call you mentioned is absolutely vital. We'll be praying. Absolutely, Jeremiah. Thank you for that, pal. All right, well, we've been going for about 2 hours, a little bit less than that because I was a few minutes late, and I apologize for that. But I just wanted to give you guys a kind of an idea of the trajectory that we're on. And so just realize that the Lord's providing right now, and He has chosen to provide in a very unique way. And I appreciate, and I'm very humbled by that. And we're going to continue soldiering forward with what we believe God has for us right now. Now, what happens in the future, I don't know exactly, but we do have some plans going forward, and we're going to start enacting those slowly over time, but by March, I think we should be in full swing. So just be on the lookout as far as that new stuff is concerned. We're going to be continuing our Flippin' Thoughts. That was something that I started doing very recently over on the Dice Tower, and we're gonna that was just me and Jess doing a review together. So we're gonna continue doing that here. We've already put one up. It didn't get a lot of views, but again, I'm not really worried about that. We're just gonna put our our noses down, get to work, and do the best that we can with what we've been given, and that's what we're here for. So be encouraged, and we're gonna try to make the best of this. We have some other things that are coming up not coming up, but that are possible for our future. But I don't know if we're gonna do those things or not, so I don't want to say anything about them right now. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, and that's the long and short of it. So thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. We usually don't go 2 hours for our live Q&A. We usually stop at about hour and a half or something like that, and that's when Jess and I are both doing it. So super appreciative of those who stuck it out this long. But we'll be coming back tomorrow with a live play, and this one's going to be pretty spectacular. We've done this game before on the channel, but this one's going to be epic. Truly epic. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Thanks so much for being here. Take care.